morning, all of you. How are you? I hope all of you are fit and fine. We were we were discussing in a travelogue, and the name of the travelogue is Silk Road. This travelogue has been written by Nick Middleton. This travelogue, and the name of the travelogue is Silk Road, and this travelogue had been written by Nick Middleton, and he had tried his best, and we have noticed that while we are reading this travelogue that he had used the words in the real sense. He had used the simile, he had used the metaphor, and he had very beautifully picturized the situation, the place, and it seems that these things is seen by us, that it seems that we are looking all these things in our books. That's why this travelogue was an interesting travelogue, and we have read many pages, and we have to continue. Let's continue our class. Okay, in our previous class, we were talking about the narrator's thinking over a glass of tea in the Darchin's only cafe, and he now the narrator says that in my defense, it hadn't been easy with all my sleeping difficulties. In my defense, and now the narrator says that in his defense, it hadn't been easy with all my sleeping difficulties, but however I looked at it, I could only wait. The pilgrimage trail was well trodden. Well trodden means much frequently. Well trodden means much frequently. Well trodden, but I didn't fancy doing it alone. The Kora, what the word Kora mean? In our previous class, we have discussed this word, Kora. Don't forget, because in this chapter, in this travelogue, Kora is the most important word. Don't forget what this Kora means. Kora means the Buddhist meditations. Means it is type of meditations which people perform with the pilgrimage performed at the holy place. In this tableau, we have seen that later want to do Kora at the mountain Kailash. Okay. Well, yes, the pilgrimage trail was well trodden, but I didn't fancy doing it alone. The Kora was seasonal. Kora was seasonal. Why narrator said this word that the Kora was seasonal, because the Kora was seasonal. Why this word said Kora was seasonal? Because narrator knows that he had planned his Kora in the too early, means one word is early, but here too, which very specifically tells that he had planned his Kora at the too early season of the pilgrimage. That's why he noticed that there was no one on the route. That's why here it is said that there was a word also that he says that the place where he was want to go, that place in the proper season, means at the right time, this place is full with the pilgrimage, but right now there is no any such things. Here it is not said that, but I didn't fancy doing it alone. The Kora was seasonal. That's why he used the word the Kora was seasonal, because in any season you cannot go there and do Kora, or every work there is a particular time and proper situation. The Kora was seasonal because parts of the route were liable to blockage by snow. Yes, now we have got the answer why the narrator had used the word the Kora was seasonal. here, and in the above stanza also we had seen he had used the word that it seemed I was too early. I had timed my arrival for the beginning of the season, but it seemed I was too early. In the two paragraph, he had told us that this Kora is seasonal thing, means in particular situation, in a particular season only this thing had to be performed, not in every season. That's why it is said that the Kora was seasonal because parts of the route were liable to blockage by snow. Because in the particular season, when the weather is good, when the weather is in a fine situation, in a fine condition, then the roads are neat and clean and no blockage. But when that situation, but when that season comes to an end, the because of the weather condition, the snow comes on the earth, the snow comes on the road, and the route and the road, both things get blocked. That's why no one can move forward easily. That's why Natter had said that the Kora is a seasonal thing. The Kora was a seasonal. I had no idea. Now the Natter admitting himself. Now the Natter is giving answer to himself that I had no idea about this situation. That's why he had planned his program. I had no idea. I had no idea whether or not the snow had cleared, but I wasn't encouraged by the chunks of dirty ice that still clung to the banks of Darchin's brook. Now, Netta says that since he has no idea about this thing, no idea about the snow, no idea about the pilgrims, then that's why he says that it wasn't encouraged. Means he was not motivated by the chunks. Chunks means thick part of the stones, thick pieces of the stones, chunks of the rocks, chunks of the stones were kept there. Because of these chunks of the stones, road get blocked. That's why he said that these things are not encouraging him to move forward, but wasn't encouraged by these chunks of dirty ice or rocks that still clung. Clung actually means to hold tightly. Clung means to hold tightly. Okay. Clung means to hold tightly. Clung means to hold tightly. Had cleared, but I wasn't encouraged by the chunks of dirty ice that still clung to the banks. That still, now here the letter says that these chunks of ice or are still clung on the banks. As this clunks, these chunks of ice are still holding the Darchin's road tightly. Means they are not very, they are not melting, they are not clearing the road. Means they are very much hard enough, and when this thing will be hard enough, then you cannot move forward because they block your path, they will block your road. That's why it is said that roads was chunked, and this chunk of ice had been holding the roads in a tight manner. Clung, holding means holding the road in a tight manner. Since Saturn had left, since Saturn had left, I hadn't come across anyone in Darchin with enough English to answer even this most basic question. And when Satan leave him, after that, then Satan goes away, then he found that there was no one in the Darchin with enough English, means they are not much fluent enough in speaking English. That's why it is said that he that's why he means the narrator says that it wouldn't it cannot be founded that in the Darchin anyone have the sufficient knowledge of English that would give the answer to this basic question. Until that is I met Norbu. Until that is, now the narrator says that until that is I met Norbu. Now here the narrator met a new member, and the name of the new member is Norbu. Now we have seen that what the narrator has said that I hadn't come across in Darchen with enough English with enough English to answer even this most basic question. Until that is I met Norbu, the cafe was small, dark, and cavernous. Cavernous means vast. Now, cavernous with a long metal stove, with a long metal stove that ran down the middle. Now we have noticed that narrator use so simple language and how he had expressed his views and how beautifully he had picturized the cafe that he met Norbu, and there the cafe was small, and in the cafe there was a dark situation, and and the cafe was cavernous, means vast, and that cafe was vast enough. Means he had used the simple words, and that words are so expressive in nature that it seems that we are looking these things with our open eyes. The cafe was small, dark, and cavernous, with a long metal stove, with a long metal stove that ran down the middle, and this long metal stove was there on which the the foods had been cooked. A long metal stove that ran down the middle. The walls and ceilings were breathed. Walls and ceilings were breathed. Walls and ceilings were breathed. Breathed means twisted. The walls and the ceilings are breathed means twisted. The walls and ceilings were breathed in sheets of multicolored plastics. Means the wall of that cafe, wall and the ceiling, means wall also and the ceilings, both are twisted, both are breathed in sheets. In means there are the multicolor sheets have been used there in sheets of multicolored plastics. The multicolored plastic had been used on the walls and the ceilings of the cafe of the steeped variety of various variety, broad blue, red and white, broad blue, red and white, that is made into stout. That is made into stout means firm. Stout means firm. Stout means firm. Broad blue, red and white, that is made into stout that is made into firm, voluminous shopping bags sold all over China. What this word voluminous means? Very loose and full of, okay, very loose. Now it is said that these walls of the cafe was covered with this plastic color, multicolored plastics of red and white in color, red, blue, and white in colors. That made it a form, that made it a form situations. And voluminous means very loose or full of much fabric. Okay, voluminous shopping bags sold all over China and in many and in many other countries of Asia as well as Europe. As such, plastic must rate as one of China's most successful exports along the Silk Road today. The cafe had a single window beside which I had taken up a position. I had taken a position so that I could see the pages of my notebook. Now the narrator says that the cafe had a single window because he was sitting there. That's why he is describing about the cafe only, how that cafe was looking, how their wall is looking. Means picturization of the cafe had been goes on. The cafe had a single window. Now he said that that cafe where he was sitting there in the Darchen, only cafe, there was a single window beside which I had taken my position, and he had taken his position beside that only one window of that Darchen's only cafe. And this thing we have noticed that he had done the same thing in the house only cafe. In the house also, where he had went there in the earlier part of the travelogue. We are seeing that same thing he had done in the horse only cafe. That horse only cafe had three broken windows. Remembered or not? That in the horse only cafe we have discussed that there was only three windows and that windows glass was also broken, and same thing which he was doing in the Darchen's only cafe. Here what he was doing in the Darchen's only cafe, there was a single window and he had taken his position and he had taken his seat beside that window. The same thing he had done in the house also. In house also, he had taken his position behind beside one of the window of that cafe, and from there he looks towards the Lake Mansarovar. Let's see what he will do here. Okay, the cafe had a single window beside which I had taken up position so that I could see the pages of my notebook. And now he had given the answer that he had taken the position beside the window of the cafe so that he could see the pages of his notebook. I had also brought I had also brought a novel with me to help pass the time. And now the narrator says that he had brought a novel also with him so that he can pass his time in that Darchin's only cafe. Norbu, which was sitting in that cafe, he was looking towards the narrator continuously. He says that Norbu saw my book. Norbu had seen his book, means the book which he had brought in the cafe for reading. Now Norbu sees that Norbu saw my book. Now the narrator noticed that Norbu, who was sitting in that cafe, was looking towards the narrator's book when he came in and asked with a gesture if he could sit opposite me at my cricket table. And what this word cricket means? Cricket means unstable. Okay. Cricket means unstable table. Cricket means unstable. Cricket means unstable. Okay. Now it is said that Norbu, who was sitting in that cafe, was looking towards the narrator continuously, and actually he was not continuously looking towards the narrator. Actually, he was looking towards the narrator book, which he had brought in the cafe. It was said that Norbu saw my book. Now the narrator had noticed that Norbu was looking towards his book. Norbu saw my book, which he came in and asked with a gesture. And Norbu came towards the narrator, and with a gesture he asked, "Sir, if he could sit opposite me, if he could sit opposite opposite to the narrator at my cricket table, at my unstable table," means the table was also not in a good condition. That was also unstable. That was moving here and there. You English. Now, narrator was surprised that this boy this boy is speaking English, that he, because he had said that, "Sir, may I sit opposite to you?" Means after hearing this word, he had got the knowledge that this man also knows English, because in Darchan he was struggling to find out any man who could understand English and can speak English. You English means with a surprise. Not to say that you English means you are speaking English. He inquired after he had ordered tea. After that, he ordered for tea. I told him I was, and we struck up a conversation. And the Norbu says that, "Yes, sir, I know English." And when the narrator got the knowledge that he knows English, now the narrator and the Norbu conversation had been started, because not because narrator was sitting alone beside that window, and he was turning the book, and he had brought the magazine also, because there was no one to whom he can talk and who can understand English. Now he found that Norbu was speaking English and he understand English, means he had got a companion to whom he can share his feelings. Now both of them had started doing their conversation. I didn't think he was from those parts because he was wearing a wind cheater and a metal rimmed spectacle of a western style. What this word wind cheater means? From the word only we have got the knowledge that wind means air, wind, and cheater means the protector of the wind. Wind cheater. Wind cheater. WIND wind cheater means it is a type of cloth, a type of jacket, and it is made of plastic. And when we wear it, then it acts as a wind. What do you say? It acts as a wind resistant, which which blocks the wind to provide to harm your body from the cold. Means it acts as a wind resistant, which protect your body from cold waves, cold airs. Okay. I didn't think he was from those parts because he was wearing a wind cheater. Now, from his gesture, from his dress sense, narrator got the idea that he does not belongs to that place. He does not belongs to that area in the sense that the Darchen, because he was wearing a wind cheater and he was wearing a metal rimmed spectacle also, which was of Western style. Means that because of every area they have their special qualities. There, these people don't wear iron rimmed western style spectacles. That's why narrator had said these words.